In the vast expanse of time, the Earth has witnessed a myriad of extraordinary events, some of which have led to the most peculiar and bizarre deaths in history. These are tales of prehistoric creatures who met their end in the most unusual of circumstances. Their stories preserved for us in the form of fossils, offering a glimpse into the past like no other. Let us begin with a scene frozen in time for 75 million years in the barren lands of Mongolia. Two ancient rivals, a velociraptor and a protoeratops, stand locked in battle, their bodies entwined in a dance of violence that has lasted eons. The velociraptor, with its deadly sickle claw embedded deep in the protoeratops' neck, appears to have gained the upper hand. However, the protoeratops, in a final act of defiance, has bitten clean off the velociraptor's arm. Their struggle ended not with one triumphing over the other, but both succumbing to the same fate: a sandstorm that buried them alive. This tragic tableau, a testament to their unyielding determination and stubbornness, remains a poignant reminder of the lengths to which life will go to claim victory. Moving on, we encounter a pterosaur, a flying reptile that bears a striking resemblance to a dragon, who found itself in the midst of a most unfortunate accident. While attempting to catch a small fish for lunch, the pterosaur got more than it bargained for when a massive predator fish leaped from the water and clamped its jaws around the pterosaur's wing. The fish, in a desperate attempt to claim the same meal, found itself tragically ensnared in the pterosaur's wing, dooming both creatures. The pterosaur, unable to escape the weight pulling it down, drowned in the very waters it had sought for sustenance. The fish, too, succumbed to its own folly, its jaws locked around the wing it had sought to devour. In Germany, we find the remains of a creature known as the Corgosaurus rex, or flapjack. With its fearsome visage and powerful build, this apex predator strikes terror into the hearts of all who behold it. Yet it was not in a grand battle or epic hunt that Flapjack met his end, but rather in the cruel twists of fate that seemed to follow him even in death. For it is said that if you do not like and subscribe, Flapjack will indeed eat you. The next tale takes us to a darker corner of the prehistoric world, where death stalked its victims in the most insidious of ways. In China, a site has been discovered where countless dinosaurs have been found, not in the throes of battle or the clutches of a predator, but in the very act of sleep. These dinosaurs, feathered and fearsome, had settled down for the night, only to be awakened by the eruption of a volcano. Buried alive in their sleep, they were preserved for all eternity, their bodies locked in the positions they held as they took their final breaths. In Australia, we find a massive rock slab, covered in the footprints of countless small dinosaurs. These prints tell the tale of a day that began like any other, with the dinosaurs grazing and swimming by a lake. Then a sudden panic swept through the herd as something unseen sent them fleeing in a stampede. The prints revealed their desperate struggle to escape, some slipping in the mud, others trampled in the chaos. Yet the fate of these tiny dinosaurs remains a mystery, for their bodies were never found, leaving us to wonder if they managed to escape or if their bones were washed away by the panicked rush. In Wyoming, we find a fossilized formation of 259 fish, all swimming in perfect harmony, their bodies arranged as if they were still following the current. Scientists believe that these fish, who had spent their lives swimming together, met their end in a sudden, instantaneous tragedy. The leading theory is that something poisoned the water, killing the fish in a matter of seconds, leaving them suspended in time, their bodies still arranged in their perfect school formation. In Germany, we find the remains of an 8-foot fish named Pachycormus, who met his end in the most spectacularly foolish manner. In his hubris, Patchy attempted to swallow an ammonite, a spiral-shelled creature that was far too large for his mouth. The ammonite became lodged in his throat, dooming the fish to a slow and agonizing death. The fossil preserves the ammonite in perfect condition, stuck in the fish's ribcage, a testament to the folly of overambition. In Kansas, we find the fossilized remains of a 13-foot fish named Zyanus, who made the same fatal mistake as Pachycormus. This time, however, the prey fish was nearly half the size of the predator. The fossil shows the smaller fish curled up inside the larger one's ribcage, undigested and intact. The cause of their demise remains a mystery, but it is believed that the predator's stomach exploded from being overstuffed, or that the prey fish thrashed around inside and punctured something vital. In Nebraska, we find a site known as Ashfall, where over 100 rhinos, horses, and camels died together around a waterhole 12 million years ago. The cause of their demise was not a predator or a natural disaster, but a volcano that erupted 1,000 miles away in Idaho. Fine volcanic ash drifted across the continent, slowly choking everything to death. This was not a quick burial like the Chinese dinosaurs, but a slow, agonizing death by suffocation. The smaller animals died first, their lungs unable to handle the weight of the ash. The larger animals, such as the rhinos and horses, lasted longer, but even they could not withstand the relentless onslaught of the ash for long. In Los Angeles, we find a natural tar pit that worked like the deadliest of traps. Animals would wander into what appeared to be harmless water, only to get stuck in the thick, gooey asphalt that bubbled up from beneath the surface. The trapped animal would make noise, attracting predators who would jump in to claim the easy meal. However, once they were trapped, they found themselves entangled with their would-be predators, doomed to a slow and grueling death. Thousands of direwolf fossils and 2,000 saber-toothed cat fossils have been found in a single pit, a testament to the effectiveness of this deadly trap. In Utah, paleontologists have discovered a 9-ton block of sandstone containing at least 6 giant raptors, all trapped together in what was once a quicksand pit. The story begins with a plant-eating dinosaur getting stuck near a water source. The raptors, drawn by the cries of their trapped prey, one by one stepped into the wet sand, only to find themselves sinking deeper and deeper. The trap claimed them all, their bodies preserved for all eternity, stuck in the same mud pit. In China, we find a mother story, a dolphin-shaped marine reptile who died while giving birth 248 million years ago. Her family is preserved together, one baby still inside her, another halfway out, and a third lying beside her. The labor began normally, but something went wrong, and the mother died from complications. The stuck baby never had a chance, while the newborn probably could not survive on its own. This fossil was the first to provide proof that these marine reptiles gave birth to live babies instead of laying eggs. In South Africa, we find a carnivorous mammal-like reptile and a wounded amphibian who died cuddling in the same burrow. These two creatures, who should have been enemies, instead found solace in each other's company during their final moments. The mammal, named Thraxodon, was hibernating in its burrow during a harsh, dry season. The injured amphibian, a frog-like creature called Broomstega, sought shelter and found it in the Thraxodon's burrow. There is no evidence of violence between the two creatures, suggesting that they may have coexisted peacefully until their sudden and tragic end. In Burma, we find a piece of amber containing a spider that is about to kill a wasp, only for their demise to be interrupted by a blob of sticky tree resin that drowned them both. This fossilized moment, preserved for 100 million years, offers a glimpse into the ancient world, a world where even the smallest of creatures faced the specter of death in the most unexpected of ways. Finally, in India, we find the remains of a baby dinosaur who met its end on its very first day of life. The baby, still covered in eggshell, was seized by a snake as soon as it hatched, offering a grim reminder of the harsh realities of life, even for the youngest of creatures. These tales, spanning millions of years and countless species, serve as a humbling reminder of the fragility of life and the unpredictability of fate. They remind us that even in the most powerful and fearsome of creatures, there lies a vulnerability, a susceptibility to the whims of nature and the cruel twists of fate. And so we are left to marvel at the incredible diversity of life that has graced our planet, and to ponder the infinite mysteries that still lie hidden in the depths of time.